Notice Revelation chapter 17 and verse 6. Revelation 17 verse 6. I saw the woman, this is the harlot, drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I marveled with great amazement. In other words, she's a murderess. She kills those who don't agree with her. Now I want you to notice also that Revelation 17 says that someday the kings of the earth are going to hate her and they're going to make her naked, just like happened with Israel in the Old Testament. Notice Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. Revelation 17 verse 16. And the 10 horns which you saw on the beast, these will hate the harlot, make her desolate and what? And naked, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Is there a very clear parallel between God's Old Testament Israel and the Christian church? Absolutely. Both started out well, but both apostatized and became a harlot. And therefore God said that He was going to destroy both. But the particular issue that I want to deal with today has to do with the cup that this harlot has in her hand. I've left this till this moment because it's the central focus of the rest of our study together. Notice Revelation chapter 17 and verse 4. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup. What does she have in her hand? A golden cup. Now let me ask you, what's in the cup? Wine. You know, I want to share with you an interesting pilgrimage that I had a few years ago. You know, I wanted to know what wine represented here in Revelation 17 because we're dealing with symbols. The woman is not a literal woman, it's a system. The waters are symbolic. You know, the gold and silver and precious stones are symbolic of the riches that this worldwide system has. So we're dealing with symbols. So I said the wine has to represent something. So I went to a Bible concordance and I looked up every reference to wine. And almost without exception, I found that the references to wine deal with literal wine. It didn't help me very much, you know, to look up the word wine. It will give you the impression that wine simply represents Ernest and Julio Gallo. You know, that type of wine. But then I went back to Revelation chapter 17. I said, there has to be some way to determine what the wine represents. I look up all these references to wine and wine in a concordance, and it's dealing with literal wine. And then I read Revelation 17 verse 4 carefully. I said, oh, now I know what I need to do. Notice once again, verse 4. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup, and we know that the cup contains wine, right? Having in her hand a golden cup, but the wine is called something. What is it called? A golden cup full of abominations. In other words, her wine are her what? Her abominations.